Welcome to the Hyperpolyglot Activist. Learn languages, make a difference. My name is Dr. Carlos Yebra Lopez, and today we're going to discuss how to achieve an elusive, coveted trait, which is focus. You definitely need focus when it comes to your writing efficiency. The question then is, how do you achieve focus? You need to remove distractions. So you need to remove your phone. It's not to turn your phone into silence, is not to put it face down, it's to remove it, to put it in a different room altogether where you cannot reach it. Of course, it should also be in silence. You can also close every other tab that is not strictly necessary, and remember to silence those tabs that are active. For instance, you might have your email tab open. Remember to silence it, especially if it's Hotmail, for instance, which makes a very annoying noise, etc. The second ingredient is remember to allocate long, protracted periods of time, blocks of about 2 hours. If you don't know how to structure those, please click on the link above where I explain exactly how to do that. And also remember to write on the top of your document in red font or equivalent what is the next thing you have to do. So that way, the day after, when you start to work again, you no longer have to figure it out. You already have it there. And that way you can save a lot of time, because as the tractor in the film Cars says, I wouldn't know where I'm going to if I didn't know where I'm coming from. Precisely. That little reminder does wonders for you. Now, another problem in our time particularly is silence, or the absence thereof. We live in increasingly noisy times, especially if you live in big cities like London, New York, LA. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about here. It can be very hard for you to find silence. How do you fight noise? The first, most intuitive solution will be to get earplugs. However, earplugs will only get you so far. If you are, as I said before, in a particularly noisy environment or city, you are better off using pink noise. Now, there are two main types of pink noise. You can use pink noise to focus, to study, which is what we're talking about here. This is a frequency of between 8 and 15 hertz that allows for a relaxed alertness state between alpha and low beta frequency. If you're also struggling with good sleep, which is a superpower, I recommend that you also adopt pink noise for that purpose. In this case, between 0 and 4 hertz, which is the delta frequency. And I will leave 2 tracks in the description box below the video, one for focus for the purpose of studying, one for deep sleep, and you can just download them and use them. Trust me, this is a game changer. You'll thank me later. And the last thing I'm going to say is you should schedule your writing session as early as possible after you wake up, whether it is from a night's sleep or a nap. 30 minutes after you wake up to an hour, that's the ideal time to start your writing session of 2 hours. That's when you have the most raw power. And it's incredible how this applies to a number of fields. I remember when I was studying my PhD at NYU, I was going to this New York City gym, and I asked the trainer there for tips, for advice on how to improve my bench press max. And I told him, I've been doing this for years. I know the technique. I think I'm plateauing. I can only bench so much without taking steroids or injecting dubious substances into my body. So do you have any advice? And he said to me, yes, I have a very simple advice that doesn't have to do with technique, with diet, or with performance enhancing substances. It is as simple as putting your bench press exercise at the beginning of your workout. And so I replied to him, well, this is strange, because I thought the opposite was true. I thought I needed to do the rest of the exercises, which are not as demanding, first, so that when the muscles are warmed up, then I do the most difficult exercise, bench press, with the best results. And he told me, no, the opposite is happening. What you're doing is not warming up for like 5 or 10 minutes. You're doing the whole workout and leaving the most difficult piece for the last. And by that time, by the time you get to your bench press exercise, your body is already fatigued. So you're not producing your best results. And he was completely right. I changed that exercise and moved it from the end of the workout to the beginning, and I could lift around 5% more just by putting it at the beginning of the workout. So that's exactly the same that is going to happen with your Brighten sessions. If you do small tasks and then leave those Brighten sessions for the end of the day, by the time you get there, your brain is going to be fatigued. Your body might as well be fatigued. So you're not going to be producing your best Brighten. Your best bet, as I said, is to do it between 30 and 1 hour after waking up from either a night's sleep or a nap. To top it all off, you can also drink some coffee or a pre-workout or a Monster or a Red Bull, but be careful with these. Don't overdo it, because this is something that you should only do in exceptional circumstances. It's not something sustainable in the long term. So that's it. These are my recommendations to enhance focus for Brighten efficiency. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to book a paid consultation by clicking on the link below in the description. And thanks for watching.